Hi all, Mike Dixon from Stonehenge Bushcraft here. What you can see of me hiking 4 o'clock, just got dropped off to the woods with Storm, my husky. What you can see of her again, having a tiddle. And I'm off to a campsite that the Stonehenge Bushcraft crew from the forums built with me, with minimal gear. It's actually a pack I made for my kayak that I want to try out, an overnight pack, with my wool blanket. I've got my wool top, spare clothes, or should I say warm clothes, not specifically spare, and spare socks. Hopefully I'll be warm enough. It's hitting the minuses now, frost on the floor. We'll see how we do. Hi all. So I made it to camp about half hour ago, and I've got the plastic sheet up from the shelter. I've also cleared the fire pit. So it's 2 unburnt logs there. There's my kit in that bag, and a wool blanket behind, camera case, and I've also got an axe, and then I've just picked up loads of wood. And there's Storm, her bed's done. My bed's going to be this bench tonight. So I am hoping to get the fire lit in a second. I need to get a drink of water and see how we go from there, get some food on. I've got quite a lot of kit stored up here, so I'll use some of that as well. So let's get on with it. So water has been boiled. I've had a mug of soup, just the Heinz squeezy ones. Fantastic idea. I've done my meal, which is hydrating in a thermal pouch. It's just one of the what they call fusion freeze-dried meals. Unfortunately, a company that went bust. Just the food was obviously way too good and cost too much to do it, so it's a shame. It's definitely my favourite brand of freeze-dried food, and I've only got a few left, so I'm making the most of them. I've got a few thermal layers on, and my Swandry. Be nice next to the fire. So I've just got the fire just going. I'm putting some thicker logs on now, and just working my way up, and hopefully get a nice hot fire going for tonight. I'm literally just sleeping on. I've got my space blanket, the green-sided space blanket, the wool blanket, and I have the Adventure Medical Kits bivy sack, survival bivy sack 2.0, and I have a sleeping bag liner, and that's all goes in my dry bag for the kayak. I'll go through the kit with you tomorrow. but that's pretty much all I've got apart from my clothing, which I've got on now. So I've only got a spare base layer and some socks to go on, and we'll see how that goes, and hopefully keep the fire going and keep me toasty warm. If not, I have a stove which I'll do a review on in the morning. The bag itself has a titanium mug, titanium pot, and a titanium methylated spirit stove. So we'll go through that tomorrow. It's a fantastic little stove. So I'm not quite set in for tonight, but I've got to get some more wood. But it's good. I'm very happy to be out again. I've had a lot go on this year, and it's not been a great one. So here's to make it better. New beginnings. Excellent. So I've established quite a good fire now. Got a makeshift candle holder, which I'll put a picture up. I'll show it again in the morning. Again, for sleeping with, I'm going to have this. And this Sea to Summit Thermalite Fabric Reactor. I've used this before inside my sleeping bag and it's quite good. But the Adventure Medical Kit's bivvy bag, not a bad bivvy bag. I had to gaffer tape all the seams. It was a bit of a pain, but we'll see what it's like. Obviously I'm going to keep my boots on. I'm just going to loosen them up a little bit. I'm going to change my socks first. Loosen the boots up. Possibly get in the Thermalite, or maybe drape it over the top of me. I'm not quite sure, it depends. And the boots are quite muddy, I don't particularly want to get that caked in mud. But obviously it does depend on how cold it gets. With the fire going, I'm really warm actually. I should take this off. Obviously I've got a buff on, it's the one with the fleece bit on it, so that does really help. And I'll show you the layers in the morning when there's a bit of light. So yeah, there's the bivvy. It's pretty much all I brought for sleeping in. Obviously on top of the blankets, just to make the bench a bit more comfortable. I slept on it at the last meet. Got out my hammock, come and laid by the fire, and ended up spending most of the morning. I think I got here, laid down about 2 o'clock. Wasn't quite sure. It was around 2 AM. Had quite a good night's sleep actually. Couldn't really sleep in my hammock, so I decided to come and lay by the fire, and it was quite nice. Just had my homemade wool blanket top on. I think that was over my legs, or maybe my duvet jacket was over my legs. I'm not quite sure what I brought now. But yeah, it was warm enough. I was very happy. Obviously we got the tarp was already here. This is one made out of really strong garbage bags or rubble sacks. Not quite sure the size of them, but they are massive. I think it's 2 or 3 of them, not quite sure. I didn't put it together, the rest of the Stones Bushcraft crew did, but it works out really well. Also got a Highlander Nomad tarpaulin. It's a asymmetrical one, or just asymmetrical. It's not far off of square really, and that come with the hammock, the Nomad hammock kit, and that gets left up here as well, just as a spare hammock, sorry, as a spare tarp. Wouldn't really want to sleep in a hammock here. It's really comfortable on this little bit. So I actually have got the DD Solo hammock, Solo tarp. Don't know why I keep saying hammock. Maybe I want to sleep in a hammock tonight. A bit too late for that. So yeah, I've got the DD hammock Solo tarp. That's quite a small one. It would have covered over me. I've also got the emergency space blanket on the green on it. I've actually got two of those. Storm has one for her bed and windbreak, and she has a small little tarpaulin as well. She's also got half a Thermarest mat that I've chopped up that just didn't inflate anymore. But it works fine for her. Keeps her off the wet ground. She's laying there all curled up. I've got loads and loads of pictures that I can stick up. So what I had for food then was a dehydrated fusion meal, like I said before. It was this one, which is one of my favourites. It just come up very hot though sometimes, but it was enjoyable, warm me up. I also had the mushroom soup before that, and tried one of the million energy bars or something like that. It come in one of the ration packs I featured ages ago on one of my videos. That was quite nice actually. I think before that I may have had a cereal bar, an Alpen bar with chocolate. That was quite nice, just to get me going. I hadn't actually eaten since lunch, and it was gone 4 o'clock when I got dropped off here, maybe about 5:30, 4:45 maybe. So I was hungry. I got up here, scoffed, shelter up, fire going, water over the fire, had my mushroom soup, put the water in for the freeze-dried meal, let that go, let that hydrate, got the fire going some more, put the wool blanket down on the bench. That's made it a bit more comfortable. I've just tripled it up, and obviously if I need to I can just chuck it over me, but let's hope it doesn't need that because it's not very comfortable laying on logs. That's pretty much it. I went through the box of stuff that I left here. I found that the Tinder card has gone mouldy. Still lights, no problem with that. I just didn't quite understand how it got mouldy. I'm thinking it maybe travelled in through the edges and spread across the cotton wool, but it's not really made it damp. Also left a Mora Bushcraft Forest up here. That's the one with the fixed loop, not the clip. Was the 2010, I believe. I did a review on it. Fantastic little knife. Nothing gone wrong with that. I believe it is stainless. Yep, stainless steel, so hopefully nothing would have gone wrong with it. I had this little Frost Mora hoof knife up here, which has got some rust on that little bit, as you can see on the edge, and on the other side there's some bits as well, right there. That's a bit of a bummer. It is only a splitting tool really, so I can't complain. Battery's just about to die. I'm going to plug the main battery pack in and get that sorted. It's got us all plugged into the battery pack. Here's the little power converter and the 12 volt battery. It's flicking from this to I haven't used this in a long time. I'm hoping nothing's gone wrong with it. Well, I'll just have to wait and see. I've got some other cameras to use tomorrow. See how that goes. Kept all my camera stuff in a Peli 1400. Big old green case there. Really wanted everything protected. Especially when there's money being spent on all the equipment. So hopefully we're going to have a bit more power now. I do get a real good recording time off this battery. It just weighs a lot. So I've got some other kit updates for you tomorrow. Obviously I've not been doing many videos. I have been spending quite a bit of time kayaking. A lot of issues gone on. All sorted now. And moving on. Which is not really something I would have thought of doing not long ago, so after all this bother, those of you who would have seen on Facebook, I think I may have mentioned before, and had quite a good little Facebook post up. For those of you that missed it, it ain't up anymore, but hopefully all the right people saw. So those of you always interested in the knife, I brought out, got my winter Stone Age Bushcraft Chili knife, and I've just got that in my own made black sheath with my own made antler fire steel. Just got a key coupler in the end. Just when it's cold, you don't really want to be fumbling around, and my kit for the winters has totally changed since I went to Italy climbing. I got a bit of frost nip in my fingers. We were dealing with like -50 with wind chill, and my fingers get really cold really quick. So everything needs to be quick access and accessible to clumsy hands when they're cold. So my pouch has got bigger. Not much more has gone in it, to be honest. It's just all spaced out so I can get to it all. Fire kit, spare knife. I've actually got that on the pouch, which I'll show you tomorrow. It's a Maxpedition pouch. Got my dump pouch with me. Laplander has, just quickly check, it is reflective cord, reflective, and a fireball colour paracord, which I'll show you in the morning. Just the amount of times a Laplander has been left on the floor at this camp spot and it's been lost. So night time with a torch, you'll find it straight away with this reflective. So I think that's about it. I didn't really bring. I bought my head torch and spare batteries. I have got an E-light in my pouch. I do have new everyday carry, new lock knife, My keys have changed, which I should go for all this in the morning when there's a bit more light. And I did bring an axe. I've only really used it once to chip the end of the candle holder to a point. Other than that, pretty simple kit. Just wanted to use my kit just to make sure it's definitely good for a kayaking trip, which will be spring, summer, so if it keeps me warm now, it'll definitely keep me warm then. Maybe sticking a firm rest in with the kit though. I think I'm going to get some water down me. I feel myself a little bit dehydrated. Just got the Gaia Designs. This is the bigger bottle. Can't remember which one that is. It's not the 32 ounce, I think it's the bit bigger one, 38 I think maybe, but wider base, which means it can sit straight in the fire, or I have got my hanging wire already on it, which works out fantastic for me. I love it. It's one of those bit of kits that I use it all the time. I may not boil water in it all the time, but the actual water bottle, because it's nigh on indestructible, I love it. I have burnt the lid on another one, not paying attention really. Flames come and licked right up the side of the bottle, straight onto the plastic lid. That's on my 32 ounce one with the slim bottom. With this, I've just sewn on some webbing loops so I can stick a molly strap to put it on my belt. It's not an ideal situation, but if you need to, I always carry a Maxpedition dump pouch, whether the smaller one or the medium one, and you can stick a water bottle in that, and hat, gloves, whatever, especially for the winter if you go for a walk. So I need to get this fire stoked up again and get some heat going.